video, I'll be going over the basics of Python. So I'm using Python on VS Code. So to use Python here, you need to install the Python extension, and then you need to save it with the name of your file with the extension .py. So, and this way you can use Python on VS Code. So let's start with variables and constants. So you can take any variable and assign it a value, like x is equals to 5. So over here, this means that the value of x is 5. So here you have x is equals to 5, y is equals to 6, z is equals to 7. You can also add them together and store the value in a variable sum. So here, this is how variables work. So now what if you want to print all of these and the value of sum? So for that, you have the print statement. The print statement is used to output the values of your variables. So over here, if I want to print sum, I'll write print bracket sum. This is the correct syntax, and I will run my code. So I will print my sum. 5 plus 6 plus 7 is 18. I can change it, subtraction or multiplication, or even division. So this is how print variables and printing variables work. Now let's go over data types. Oh, sorry. So we have multiple data types in Python, but I'll just go over the main one. One is integer, where you just have whole numbers. The next is float, where you have decimal numbers. The next is a string. So you can take strings in two ways, like you can write sentences here or anything in these quotation marks. So you can take it with double quotations or single quotations, both are fine. And one more is Boolean. Boolean is that there are only two outputs, true or false, 0 or 1. So to check all of their types, we use a built-in function called type. So we'll write these for each of the variable, and then we'll print it to see what their data type is. So over here we have class int, so a is an integer, float, b is a float, string and string, these both are strings, and the last one is bool, which is boolean. So this is how data types work. Your data type can go further in list, tuples, but we'll study that further. Now you know what variable is, but what are some valid variable names? Now here we have all the alphabets, all of these are valid, and we have a word as well. What if you want a longer variable name? What if you want like my name to show what the variable is, what the variable means? So this here is correct, my underscore name. And it's better to give variable names that make sense. Over here, A, B, C, D, E, they're just letters, they don't really make sense. But over here, you can tell that this variable is storing your name. What if I have a variable name plus ABC? This won't work because this is an invalid variable name. What if I have, this also won't work because this also is an invalid variable name. So it's better to start your variable with an alphabet, or you can start it with an underscore. Underscore is the only thing you can use at the starting apart from an alphabet. So these are some valid and invalid variable names. You can also not use the operator symbols in the middle of the variable name because that is also invalid and it will confuse it with the operation that needs to be performed. Now let's look at the print statement.